Fundamental Counting Principle. On the Zago menu, there are 7 flavors of Pinoy desserts, 10 flavors of Sago Delights, and 4 different kinds of add-ons. How many possible combinations can we have? We can determine the possible combinations of these drinks if we multiply each given to one another. We can also use the listing method, but the listing method is longer and more complicated. To find the total number of outcomes for the scenario, multiply the total outcomes for each event. Based on our given, there are 7 flavors of Pinoy desserts, 10 flavors of Sago Delights, and 4 different kinds of add-ons. 7 times 10 times 4. 7 times 10 equals 70. 70 times 4 equals 280. According to my computation, 7 times 10 times 4 is equal to 280. Therefore, there are 280 possible combinations for some customers who might be having difficulty choosing the best shake. Permutation. Linear permutation. The rule for linear permutation is NPN equals n factorial. N represents the given. In a sports track and field, there are 9 participants. In how many ways participants can be ranked from first place to ninth place? 9p9 equals 9 factorial. 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 9 factorial equals 362,880. Therefore, participants can be ranked from first to ninth place in 362,880 ways. Permutation with repetition. The rule for permutation with repetition is n raised to r. N represents the number of the given, while r represents how many times it was repeated. A cell phone device allows you to put a 4 or 6-digit PIN code for safety purposes. In this case, how many possible PIN codes can we provide for a 6-digit PIN code wherein we can use each digit repeatedly? A 6-digit PIN code has 10 different numbers, 0 to 9. Therefore, there are 10 different numbers. N equals 10. Since we figured out our n, there are possible 10 numbers per digit. The next thing we need to know is r. It is a 6-digit PIN code, so it is repeated 6 times. N raised to r equals 10 raised to 6. 10 raised to 6 equals 1 million. Therefore, we can provide 1 million possible PIN codes combinations for a cell phone device that allows you to put 6-digit PIN code. Combination. The formula for combination is NCR equals n factorial over quantity n minus r quantity factorial times r factorial. In a volleyball lineup, there are 12 slots for qualified players. A volleyball game requires 6 players to play. In how many ways their coach can select 6 players in different combinations? N equals 12. R equals 6. NCR equals 12C6. NCR equals 12 factorial over quantity 12 minus 6 quantity factorial times 6 factorial. 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial over 12 minus 6 factorial times 6. Also, don't forget to expand 6 factorial. 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Then, using cancellation method, cancel 6 factorial since it has 6 factorial on its numerator and denominator. Then, 12 divided by 6 is 2. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Since there are no available numbers that are divisible to 7 and 11, so it remained the same. The remaining givens are 2, 11, 2, 2, 3, and 7. Multiply to find the answer. 2 times 11 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 7 equals 1,848 over 2 times 1. 1,848 divided by 2 equals 924. Therefore, there are 924 possible combinations of 6 different players playing inside the court. There's also a shortcut for combination. Input on your calculator the given 12, then click Shift and find the NCR button, then 6. 12C6 equals 924. Multiple combination. The formula for multiple combination is NCR times NCR equals n factorial over quantity n minus r quantity factorial times r factorial times n factorial over quantity n minus r quantity factorial times r factorial. Grade 10 Sampaguita has 8 boys and 11 girl students. The school needs 5 boys and 5 girls for the dance competition. How many options do we have? Given n sub 1 equals 8, r sub 1 equals 5, n sub 2 equals 11, r sub 2 equals 5. Substitute the given to the formula. 8C5 times 11C5 equals 8 factorial over quantity 8 minus 5 quantity factorial times 5 factorial times 11 factorial over quantity 11 minus 5 quantity factorial times 5 factorial. Now, expand 8 factorial. 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial over quantity 3 factorial times 5 factorial. Expand 3 factorial. 3 times 2 times 1 times 5 factorial. Cancel out 5 factorial. 8 times 7 times 6 equals 336 over 3 times 2 times 1 equals 6. Expand 11 factorial. 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial over quantity 11 minus 5 quantity factorial equals 6 factorial times 5 factorial. Expand 6 factorial. 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times 5 factorial. Cancel out 5 factorial. 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 equals 332,640. 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equals 720. 336 over 6 equals 56. 332,640 over 720 equals 462. 56 times 462 equals 25,872. Therefore, there are 25,872 possible options. There's also a shortcut for combination. Input on your calculator the given 8, then click Shift, then find the NCR button, then 5, times 11, then click Shift, and find the NCR button, then 5. 8C5 times 11C5 equals 25,872.